Hi everyone, here they are today on the second at Peebles Golf Club, and we're going to discuss putting. So I get asked a lot of questions. So what's the perfect setup? What's the perfect putting technique? Well, generally there is no perfect putting technique, but today I will give you a guideline to work by. So this technique will help you neutralise the club going through impact, and it will also give you something to work on if you're ever struggling with your putting. So first of all, we'll start from face on, so camera's facing at me. So generally a lot of golfers, Padraig Harrington for example, used to have quite a wide putting stance, so that's the way I kind of putt. I have quite a wide putting stance. What this does is it minimises lower body movement, so I want to keep that at minimum. So we just want to keep a wide stance. Another thing to work on or to think about is ball position. I have my ball position about an inch past my spine, so this is the optimum ball position for getting good roll. I like to hit up on my putts to get the ball rolling as quickly as possible. It also helps me work on my pace putting, gets the ball going past the hole more often than not. Another thing to work on, another thing I like to do with my hands is, I'll come close to the camera. So generally my hands are quite close to each other, so they're almost on top of each other, like so, like two thumbs down the grip. What this does is it levels out my shoulders, so it introduces that pendulum action, so straight back, straight through. So just think of a pendulum. Just think of the fulcrum point, the middle of the pendulum. It's either flat or at an angle. Just think the back of our neck is the fulcrum point of our putting stroke. So wide stance, ball slightly further forward in our stance, hands close together, and we just want to make a smooth stroke, so back and through. We want to use our shoulders for that one. That's one point. Another point is we're going to do is down the line, so we're coming close to the camera. So down the line, well, this is going to focus on alignment, so where our body is positioned in relation to the target. So what we're trying to do is get our feet parallel to the target, our hips parallel to the target, and our shoulders parallel to it. But the most important thing is getting your shoulders square to the target. This dictates where the club swings, so it dictates forearm path. So if I'm coming like this and my shoulders are open, you'd be able to see my right elbow. So what we're trying to do is we're just trying to, from this angle, we're trying to hide this right elbow, so our shoulders are working on a straight back, straight through path. Another thing to think about is when you grip the club, feel like the butt end of the grip end goes up the shaft of you feel like the butt end of the club, goes straight up the left forearm, so it's almost anchored in. I used to adopt an old putting technique where I was with the butt end, so if I'll get my stick here, my hands were quite low, so the butt end, normally if the butt end of the club was up your left forearm, you wouldn't be able to see it. So what normally happened was my hands were quite low, so the butt end of the club pointed away from my body. What it's done is it enhanced an in-to-out putting stroke. I didn't get good strikes on the putts, and plus when the butt end of the club sticks out, this creates a lot of wrist action, which is good for a full shot, but we don't want that. We just, when we're putting, we want to keep the wrist action minimal. So what we need to focus on is just try and get the grip end of the club up the left forearm, almost like this. So almost like this. Just go straight back, straight through. And another thing to work on, by getting our fulcrum point, which is the back of our neck, so almost at the top of our neck, flat, this allows us to lever our shoulders out, so that allows us to have that pendulum action, straight back, straight through. It also allows our arms to hang below our body, so we're in a natural position, and it lets the club head travel straight back and then straight through. So almost like this, straight back, straight through. There's no excess movement of the face. The club face is travelling quite square through impact. And another thing to consider is, you get a lot of questions on what's the correct putter length. Putter length does affect posture, so it's entirely what's comfortable for you. There's no right and wrong answer. So another thing we're going to discuss, this is the last sort of point we're going to work on today, is eye alignment. So generally, if I dress this ball and I drop a ball from my eyes, the ball should drop directly on top of the ball that I'm going to putt. So that's basically, your eyes should be directly over the ball. I mean, there's a lot of people that have their eyes slightly behind the ball because they have a slightly in to out arc. So that's basically it. That's basically everything today. We attacked a multitude of things there. So the things to take from today is just try and feel like you've got lower body stability. Just try and feel like your hands are level. So that encourages a level swing arc when you're putting. And also try and get your shoulders square to the target. That's a lot of things to attack straight at once. So what to do is break it down into different components and then give yourself one skill to work on each time you go out and practice, or one technical point to work on. If you find that helpful, why don't you subscribe to my channel at Jamie Allen Golf. There's a lot of tips on there. There's a lot of tips coming out in the next couple of weeks as well. If you want to subscribe, it's free of charge. If you want to follow me on Twitter, why don't you do that at Jamie Allen Golf? And that's it. Thank you.